Welcome to Client Magic Training on Profiles. Profiles is the core of everything we do in Client Magic. So we're going to look at profiles real quick, get you up to speed on this, and it should be easy. If you go up to profile up there, you'll see we have one profile built, but we want to build a new one. So we're going to go to right here where it says New Client. And the way the settings work is if you'll just pick this right here, it'll automatically give you the next available number in your sequence of numbers. So today we're going to pick up and add Mr. David Lee Smith. And when we move down, and he lives at 123 Any Street, and that's over in Fayetteville. And you'll see that by putting that zip code in, it automatically populated Fayetteville, Georgia, USA. We're going to give him a cell phone number, which is 9999. And down here, we're going to give him an email address. So he's going to be dls@gmail.com. Now, one of the things interesting is maybe you don't like it saying mobile. So you can actually change this to say cell. You can make it all caps. Okay, you can make it whatever you want. You can come back in here and you can put mobile back in. So those are going to give you some freedom to do what you want to do. So if you wanted to have email this and you wanted to have multiple emails, you're more than welcome to do that. So that's the first part of it. The very next thing I like to do is save that client. By doing that, I know that I've got the basis for him, so I use the lightning bolt over here to repopulate my list. Now you can see that indeed David Lee Smith did save. So we open them back up. The next thing is the most important thing that you can do is to put your agent number, which in this case for Mr. Fred Smith is 812000, and then 812000 and outside agent 1. Outside agent 2 is not used for anything. We don't use it. Don't worry about these commission percentages. I've set all those in the back office. All of this is set in the back office. You can look at the different stuff and see what it is, but you can use it if you want. Exception codes and statement group, that's all back office functions. So once we have that done, now it's time to set up a passenger. You can see because it's a new client, there's no passenger, so we're going to add a passenger. The passenger is David Lee Smith. Well, where did all his address information go? I just put it in there. Well, this is because we're adding him to a list of passengers, so we're going to use this. And it says copy from client. And it says, would you like to copy address and contact information from the main client? Yes, I would. Okay, so now he's there. Now I want to edit him, and he happened to be born on 01/01/1950. He got married on 01/01/1980. So now we have all that information in there, and we can click OK. We can see he's there now, and you see that they've calculated his age for you, so you know he's 70. That's his birth date. All right, now we want to add his wife. So we want to add a passenger, and her name is Susie Q. Smith. Now you'll see when I tab down to full name, it automatically completes these. So I always put the middle name up there at first name, and that gets us a full name. You'll see why that's important in future videos. And here again, we want to use the same address information, or we could use, if she had different address, we could do that. But we're going to click on that, ask us the same question again, and sure enough, boom, she was born on 11/01/1951. And we know when she got married on 1/01/1980. So now we have our 2 passengers. At this point, I always like to save the client, go back and refresh, and now open them back up. And you'll see that passengers are all there. Addresses. These addresses you can use. Business, delivery, billing, vacation. If a client has another address, they have a Florida home or a New York home, a Chicago home, you can use these 4. But what's interesting, you could say Chicago, and that would be their address in Chicago. So there's a ton of useful things that all of this, because this is available to you 24/7, you can have everybody's information. So now we're going to put a card in for Mr. Smith. We're going to put him a credit card, and we're going to say it's an Amex. And one of the things I like to do is put that security code right here in this field so we have it. The card vendor is American Express, and we know American Express always starts with a 37. Expiration date 01/01 of 2024. Boom. Now we've got a credit card for David Smith. Now we want to add his loyalty card for the cruise line. So Royal Caribbean. And the card vendor we don't use, the card number, so we're going to give him a number, and there's no expiration on loyalty cards. Boom, there it is. Now we've got it. Oh, I had my cap lock on, so I just go back, and I can fix all of this. Okay, but oh, I made a mistake. I darn, I put David Lee Smith, and this is Susie Q's. So all I have to do to fix that is go, boom, save client, refresh, David Lee. Now we go to passengers, we go to Susie Q, and we look at her cards. Look, there's that Royal Caribbean card. I think you get the idea. Marketing, these fields are all designed by us in the back office, but if, say, he's expressed interest in Hawaii, you'll be able to run a report on all of your clients who are interested in Hawaii. Keywords, cruise, or honeymoon. If you have keywords you want added, we can add those. Referred by, these different things, and these change from time to time. And this is our annual gifts. A calendar, Christmas card. We may add fruit baskets, but those are all things. General preferences. No smoking, smoking. What's their budget? That's just information, and then here's notes for you. Flight preferences. You can select that he always flies business class. He wants an aisle seat, and he wants a diabetic meal. And if you put 006 in there, you can add Delta Airlines as his favorite airline. You can do car preferences, and he likes a luxury car. And his favorite car company is Hertz. Add that in there. Now you know what his favorite car company is. Hotel preferences. Okay, he wants a garden view, and he always wants a suite. And Marriott is his preferred. And you have to tell us what his preferred is. So let's just pick the Seattle Airport, select, and then the Seattle Airport. And then we can add. Okay, so we have an idea where those are used. Sales, he doesn't have any sales currently, but that's where you can see it right in his profile. You can see passengers. We have 2 passengers. users. This is designed is, say you can see Fred Smith is him, and you wanted to allow another one of our agents to be able to see him, you would click this box, and then Katie would be able to see your client. Probably not going to use that much. Um, so groups, if we had a group code, that's where your group code would go. Messages that you may have created, add a message. You can make appointments, reminders, tasks, notes, phone calls, mailers, quotes, uh, my notes, all users, and this you can it'll list all your different things in here. Um, and then notes is just general notes. Once we save the client, then it's done. Uh, Now let's go back and review just real quick. One thing I always like to check, make sure I've got that number and I have not populated anything in outside agent number 2. That's the main thing. If you get that right, everything's going to be wonderful. Everybody will be happy. Hope you enjoyed this short little session. Hopefully that'll help you with building some profile.